Hey everybody, welcome back to Quali-Tea time. So, in the news, well, first, it is presently November 4th, which means that Patreon has passed through for November, so if you were hoping to get Undermine, I'm afraid you're probably going to have to wait until next month. But for everybody else, patrons, your rewards have been refreshed, so send me a message if you actually have, something you want to claim in that list. This will include an audio section. I know one person has asked me for an audio recording, but I need a little bit of assistance from them on what to say, because they didn't give me too much, and it's a subject I'm not particularly versed in, so yeah, gonna need some help with that one. That, I believe, is Kyle, but we'll see. Other news, imminent move! So, Fuzz and I, if you haven't somehow gotten this information, actually have a new place. We will be moving sometime within the next week or two, I think. It depends on how quickly we can get everything else sorted out. But my office in that new place has now been mostly assembled. All is basically missing right now is, well, this computer, as well as an internet connection, and I'll actually be able to start recording videos there and, like, streaming from there and all sorts. I'm kind of tempted to just get the internet and then shift this stuff over before anything else and just to have a commute on a daily basis, but, I don't know. So yeah, that's coming soon. I finally have, like, frames and a display position for the prints from Game Tea, as I've had for, I think in one case since March of last year, just sitting in a bag, because I had nowhere to put it. But they are lovely, and they look gorgeous in their frames, and they look even better in the background of my face cam, so yay. On to the schedule, though. So on Thursday, of course, we have Midnight Sticks from 11 p.m. GMT. We're now back out of British summertime. On Friday, we have Undermine with a new Redstone build, because it's one that the spawn area kind of needs, so I'm going to do it myself. Saturday, we have Oddworld with more Alp's Escape, and of course, more Dungeons and Dragon Hats, where we will see our heroes hopefully exit the sewers. We'll see. It'll be fun. For me, mostly. On Sunday, we have World of Madness. We're doing some entryway work. I have done a fair bit of work on the drop, so you'll get to see that episode as well. On Tuesday, we have an XCOM money hunt, because we need it for plasmid weapons and whatnot. And, of course, Yogdwarves Live 39. Hopefully by then, I'll have sorted out the kinks with Forge so that we can actually have a release, an alpha release of Yogdwarves then, but we'll see. I am, of course, talking about the distant future. Well, not the distant future, but the future. On Wednesday, of course, we then have Undermine with more Ravine Town work. So, yay. I'm gonna try and make things look prettier, because it currently looks mostly just like a ravine that someone has floored. So yeah, maybe we'll get Romero involved in that too. We'll see. So, onto the questions, and these are carried over from the preceding two Quali-Tea times, because I wasn't around to actually address them because of MCM. But we actually have a fairly short list. There's 3 questions here. So the first question is from Scott Davis, why do you blink so much? It's a nervous habit, I guess. It's a nervous response. I'm talking to a camera right now, and I'm aware that it's not quite actually a camera, it's a group of people, and I have anxiety issues when it comes to talking to big crowds of people. I guess that's where the blinking comes from. It's a lot easier for me to talk to a camera, but I still... I guess there's still some hang-ups. So, yeah, the answer is it's just a tick, I guess. But if I think really hard, like right now, I can control that a little bit more. But if anything, I'm probably blinking too little. Weirdness. Quinn Brown asks, do you consider yourself a member of the Yogscast? I saw this question a while back, and I'm kind of... There's 2 parts to this, because the first thing is, I don't consider myself a member of the Yogscast. I'm not Yogscast lying. I'm not on most of their servers. I don't interact with them on a very regular basis, even though I know my fanbase is crossed with theirs. And I personally would be glad to never be a part of the Yogscast. But I guess some people consider me tangential to them. But the other part is, it doesn't matter a whit what I think I am. The Yogscast to determine who is a part of the Yogscast, so whether I consider myself to be part of the Yogscast is kind of academic. But, short answer, no, I don't consider myself a member of the Yogscast. Hazar Gaming asks, what are your thoughts on YouTube Red? Oh boy. Well, first, the obvious statement, who was snickering in the boardroom when they came up with the name. And then moving on to actual material things, I don't think it will work for the same reason the ads on YouTube currently don't work for supporting larger YouTubers, and that is simply because there'll be too many people doing it fairly soon. So whatever ad revenue they get will be divided, and it'll just trickle down. It'll start to work into a very, very slow, kind of small stream. So it'll be the same issue, just on a different basis. Removing ads from YouTube in general is nice for the user, not so much for YouTube itself and Google and, like, the people actually trying to make money off it. I, however, have a very interesting reverse position with YouTube Red, because YouTube Red is now rolling out, which means that there are people using it, and netting specific revenue for the YouTubers. But every single one of my almost 1,000 videos is non-monetized. It has been that way since I opened Patreon. Because I make a hell of a lot more money on Patreon than I have ever made on YouTube, so consequently it doesn't much bear me any kind of cost to remove ads from every single video I make. But YouTube Red apparently doesn't care about this, so I am now once again making cash off of my videos, despite the fact that I am objectively and intentionally trying not to. And this is actually something I haven't seen quite discussed. The trouble is, when I am not making money from something, the law more or less doesn't care, unless I'm, like, billing it as labor or whatever. But the instant you start to make money from something, the law has a big issue with you. So then things like copyright get to be a problem. Things like billable hours and work safety and all sorts of other things get just knotted into this cash. There's very few things that are actually, like, cash, like, money supplied, no strings attached. So when I am making money from my videos, whilst I'm trying distinctly to not make money from my videos, it's kind of complicated. And that's a subject I haven't seen people talk too much about. I am not going to give it a huge diatribe here. Who knows, there might be a line talks about it. But yeah, my thoughts on YouTube Red are, it won't work, and it's kind of messing things up. But, that's it for now. Of course, the questions here have been derived from the preceding video, so if you want to ask me a question for this Lying Answers segment, then post it in the comments below, and I'll address it next time, hopefully. Other than that, hope you've enjoyed, and I shall catch you all next time.